Dun da da da. I mean, hello, beautiful, right? Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. My name is Amanda. I am a small seller. I currently sell on eBay, Niknax, as well as on Whatnot. Every Saturday at 2 p.m. I go live on Whatnot and we do a vintage live sale. It's a lot of randomness. It's home decor, glass, pottery, all kinds of things. So come join me over there. There will be a link in the description as well as a promo code so that you can get a $15 Whatnot credit for your first purchase or towards your first purchase on Whatnot. You do not have to spend that with me. You can spend that with any seller on Whatnot, but go ahead and take advantage of it. Again, that promo code is in the description. Secondly, I also am currently doing jewelry live sales on Niknax. I have a store on Niknax as well, and so for right now, Thursday at 2 p.m., I go live on Niknax and I'm doing jewelry live sales, and it's just a great big jewelry jar that I literally just randomly pull things out of and we run them. So everything starts at $2 except for sets start at $4. It's a lot of fun. Come check it out, guys. Every Thursday at 2 p.m. I might throw some extra ones in there coming up. We'll see. I don't know. For Niknax, if you check the description of the video, there's also a promo code in there where you can get $5 off your first purchase. Today, I wanted to talk to you guys about some Fenton pieces that I'm going to be listing later tonight and tomorrow, and wanted to just kind of go over them with you guys. They are stinking beautiful, and during my live sale today, I thought, you know, it's probably time I get those listed, and so that's what I'm going to do. So let's take a look at them. I mentioned during my live sale that on Niknax, which was wonderful. Again, if you haven't come to one of my Niknax sales, please do so. But I mentioned on there that I was looking to pull out some of my Fenton. Let me see if I can get some of this plastic off of this guy. Pieces. So this one here, I love it. It's still got Fenton on here, 1994. And I believe this was a collector's one. I think that was the sticker on there. I can't remember. I have some information on this written down somewhere, but it's just a shorter picture. I don't recall the name of it. Again, I'm going to pull that info and we'll talk about it here shortly, because I have some Fenton collector's books that I believe have all of these pieces listed in it. Oh, let's see. Let's pull this guy's plastic off. Dun da da da. I mean, hello, beautiful, right? They need to be cleaned up. They're dusty. They're dusty. But this guy, he's not marked. He's a little bit of an older piece. I want to say he dates to the late 40s or the 50s, maybe. I have a matching vase. Oh, let me get my towel out of the way. Shut up. Gorgeous vase. Cranberry coin dot, I think is what this is called. Opalescent. Cranberry opalescent coin dot, I think is what that was called. And then this one up here. Let's take his plastic off as well. And if you don't know, I cover my stuff that has open tops to keep some of the dust out, but also the critters and whatnot. I mean, just beautiful. And so this is like a reverse coin dot. I can't remember what they called this, but again, I'm going to grab it here in a minute. But I was thinking about it the other day, guys, and I've been slow to list these because, well, I love them. They're beautiful and I love them. And I know I need to get them listed, though. They're not doing anything literally. You can tell. They're just sitting here collecting dust in my basement. So, you know, maybe it'd be different if I had a spot to display them and stuff like that. But really, I think it's just time to send them to a good home. Send them to their new homes. So there's no chips or cracks or damage to any portion of any of these. Only issue with them right now is they're dusty. So let me get them cleaned up, and I'm gonna go pull my collector's books, and then we'll go over these pieces. Okay, so yeah, I got them all pulled out, and we're gonna go over these pieces of Fenton here. One of them's a little bit newer, and the others are a little bit older, and so I don't know, let's just start and we'll go through them all. The smallest piece here is the newer piece. It is marked on the bottom with FAGCA 1994, and that looks like it's acid etched on the bottom, along with Fenton, handmade in the USA sticker. This is what they call a squat vase, so it's just a shorter pitcher. But the pattern on here, if you can see, let me bring it closer to you, is kind of embossed. I don't know, it kind of reminds me like of a cactus sort of thing. Like there's a cacti like plant that kind of looks like this. But anyways, it is an overlay, cranberry opalescent overlay glass. It has a little bit of a crimp along the top here, almost making it more of a scallop, and then it's slightly crimped on the handle as well, and it does have an applied handle. No chips or cracks on it. I think this was sort of a remake, a throwback to some earlier pieces that they did. Fenton started producing cranberry color glass in the 30s, and I think I have a spot in one of these books here that talks about that. They were doing like the coin spot prior to the 30s, like in the 1910s, which is roughly where you could think this picture dated to if it was in a different color maybe. But the cranberry color they didn't come out with, I want to say, till like 38 or 39, 1939 roughly. So I want to say that this one actually was dated maybe to the 40s or the 50s. It's a much larger picture than say the squat picture here. And let me grab my measuring tape. Let's find out the size of these pictures. Okay, so this little guy here, this sort of pattern, embossed pattern on the exterior, they referred to as Jacqueline pattern. And this is roughly a 6-inch tall squat pitcher. It's about 8 inches in width, including the handle, and roughly 6.5 to 7 just in diameter. But super cute, really pretty little piece. Again, no chips or cracks, no damage to it anywhere. It's just gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. Value on that, I would put, I don't know, probably $40 to $60. I might be shooting it a little low, I'm not sure. I think it's gorgeous. I think it could sell for more than that, but without looking at comps or anything like that, that's where I would say it likely sits. Moving on to the next one here. This is what they would refer to as coin spot. So these were blown in mold. All of these are blown in mold pieces. The base on it is nice, smooth, and polished. It's not marked. It is an older piece. I imagine this one dates, I think, to the 40s or the 50s. It does have this nice ribbed applied handle on it. Beautiful crimping and that sort of flow, that beautiful Fenton flow around the edge. Again, no chips or cracks or any damage. Stinking gorgeous. The only thing on this one that I've noticed is there is a little bit like right here where that is within the glass. So I have noticed, and then there's like up on here, there's a couple little pieces of just debris, and you know, they don't impact the piece itself, but it's just little tiny pieces of debris that get into the glass mix, and so they're there to stay. Let's see how tall this one is. This guy is right at about 10 inches tall. I'd say he's about 7.5 in diameter, and then including his handle, he's right at about 8 inches, probably 7.5 to 8 inches wide, but really cool. And what they do is it's a clear and cranberry glass. It's technically a cased glass. Okay guys, a brief interruption for how it's made. From a 1953-54 catalog, this article says the basic pattern mold for all coin dot pieces is called a spot mold. By skillful construction of this mold, the pattern is formed in the glass. Feel the inside of a coin dot piece and you will find there is a hollow at each transparent area. Look through it and you'll see an interesting optical effect. 6 dots on the far side, making a daisy pattern inside each near dot. Certain kinds of glass, when allowed to cool slightly, will turn white or cloudy if reheated. This is the secret of coin dot. The parts which you see as white are cooled briefly and warmed again at the glory hole, in an operation requiring about as much instinctive skill and judgment as anything you can imagine. French opalescent and blue opalescent glass can be made to turn opaque. To make cranberry and lime coin dot, a colored bubble of gold ruby or green is blown inside a gather of French opalescent, giving you a piece that is actually 2 layers of glass fused together. Clear glass on the inside, opaque glass on the outside. This is called cased-ware. Fenton is the only manufacturer in America making gold ruby glass. This is the glass used on the inside of all cranberry pieces, and it requires the addition of coin gold to the glass batch. When first made, gold ruby glass is pale green in color. Like magic, reheating turns it to a rich ruby red. Blowing stretches it thin until it takes on the soft glow you see in cranberry and peach crest. But they refer to the white portion as opalescent. Really, really cool. Really awesome. So in love with it. And you guys, I got these 4 pieces, and I want to say there was one other piece included in it. And I had gotten them all from a lady a couple years back on Facebook Marketplace. I think all of them for $100. And not a single one of them is damaged. I don't know why she was selling them. I don't know why she sold them all for $100. I did not ask these questions. I was just very happy and grateful that she was selling such beautiful art glass in a price point that I could take her up on it. This one stands about 8 inches tall, and it's right about 8 inches in diameter. But this one here, it's sort of like the inverse of this coin spot. This one is a little different. This one here, the opalescent, is the main focus, and the cranberry is the dots. Absolutely stunning, gorgeous 8-inch tall vase. And then this last one here is in the same pattern or design as this vase. It's also the coin spot, with the opalescent being your primary and the cranberry being the spots. And there's the base for you. All 3 of these are unmarked pieces. I believe all 3 of these ones date probably to the 40s and the 50s. But nice smooth base, nice little crimped top, no chips or cracks again. Applied handle, stunningly stinking beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. Let me see here. Like, I don't think I can emphasize that enough. It's kind of why I'm sitting out here to do this video, is because I was like, oh, the light looks pretty good. These things are just gonna pop, especially against my black curtains. They're gonna look great. Super pretty. This one here is about 8 3/4 inch tall, and looks to be right at maybe 6.5 in diameter and 7.5 wide with the handle. Really, really cool. So here's more information on the coin dot pattern in topaz and cranberry opalescent. And topaz was like this yellow color here. A copy of a Victorian pattern polka dot, Fenton's coin dot, was first made in 1947 in cranberry red, French opalescent, and blue opalescent. Most of the shapes here were introduced in cranberry between 1956 and 64, with topaz opalescent making its debut in 1959. By early 1961, only one topaz opalescent item in coin dot remained in the line, the 1427 7-inch bowl. Some shaped in cranberry opalescent were discontinued at various times between 1959 and 62. The vases, basket, and 7-inch bowl are in Fenton price list through July 1964. The vases were made in blue opalescent in 1960 to 61. Some coin dot items were made in lime opalescent between 1952 and 54. Oh, what else was it? I wanted to tell you guys, we're gonna walk downstairs here in a second, and I wanted to show you these lamps in the poppy pattern that I have. And here's some information that I found interesting about Fenton. So in the early 50s, Fenton made special items for manufacturers of lamps and ceiling fixtures. At first, these were offered only in large quantity lots, but a Fenton West Coast representative, Richard Craven, suggested that smaller quantities be offered. These 3 catalog pages illustrate various lamp parts in Fenton's stock between 1955 and 1966. In 1966, Fenton began to offer lamps in the regular line, and these parts were phased out over the next few years. The burgundy color was different from Fenton's regular cranberry color, which is cased. Rose opalescent was the burgundy color cased with French opalescent. The coin dot pattern was also made in cranberry opalescent. So I found that really interesting because these lamps downstairs, while I can find pictures of the shades, I can't find like a, complete lamp picture from, like how they have catalog pictures in here. I can't find an exact one of these lamps. However, I don't doubt that the shades are Fenton, and you'll see why here in a second. But that kind of helps explain as to why. It's because Fenton would special make pieces for different retailers and stuff, but they weren't part of the actual like Fenton line. So it's a little hard to find information on it, or to find the exact lamp, like to get comps on it. I'm just gonna fly by the seat of my pants based on what it is. So let's go down and take a look at it. Okay guys, so we are back downstairs, and here are these 2 lamps that I was talking about. I apologize for the cruddy stand right there, but is what it is. It's the basement, guys. So these are dusty. They are dusty, but they have their original hearths here, and yeah, they have their original hearths. Nothing real fun and fancy on the finial, just your standard gold finial. But here is the piece, and it's done in this green poppy pattern. And then it comes, they're very mid-century. It's got this wood piece down here. So I don't doubt that these don't date probably to the 60s or the 70s. But really, really pretty. I'm sure even prettier without all the dust and such on them. But yeah, I'd like to get them listed, and I have no idea what to list them for. And then as far as shipping goes, I think to clean them up, I'm probably going to need to attempt to disassemble them so I can really wash this piece of glass. I'm not positive how that's going to go. I'm going to try. That's what I'm going to do. Because ideally, it would be great if I'm able to take these apart and maybe just include simple instructions of how to put them back together for the buyer. Because also in shipping, I would prefer that each one of these pieces, the glass pieces, are in their own box within the big box. And then these pieces, also shipping wise, it will be a lot cheaper and a lot smaller of a box if I can disassemble these, assuming that they can be reassembled without much trouble, like a one-pager of basic instructions for the buyer kind of thing. We'll see. I don't know, guys. If you have any suggestions or anything on it, I'd say these are probably about 2.5 foot tall, and they're going to be quite pricey to ship if I don't find a way to disassemble them. And then, like I said, just these pieces alone I want to have protected, So that's going to be a pretty good sized box in order for me to ship them whole like this. But yeah, I don't know. But I thought I'd show these to you guys because I have not been able to find other lamps that look exactly like these. But that's also not surprising because they would have maybe been made, and sold at a different retailers, and they weren't actually part of the Fenton line. So I don't know, just cool pieces. I thought I'd show y'all. All right, guys, I think that's it for this one. I hope you had fun looking over these Fenton pieces with me. They are so beautiful. It is a little bit hard to list them, I'll be honest, but it is time for them to, get put online and find a new home where they will be appreciated and loved and even used, you know, rather than just sitting here collecting dust, looking pretty on my shelf for nobody but me. So, I guess. But I want to thank everybody that came to my Niknax live sale earlier this afternoon. It was so much fun. It was my third sale on Niknax. It was a delight. I had a blast hanging out with you guys, and I think I'm finally feeling out kind of my groove on, at least for the jewelry part, you know, doing live sales and stuff. I think I'm finally getting it. I didn't knock the camera on the floor today, so that was a plus, you know. I always seem to throw things around. But yeah, I want to thank everybody that came out. It was a blast. I really have been enjoying doing live sales on Niknax. It really is. It's a lot of fun. If you're a seller on Niknax and you have an interest in doing live sales, I strongly encourage you to go ahead and apply to do it. I really like it. I really do. And then on Saturday, guys, I have my Whatnot sales. So come join me on Saturday, 2 p.m. Always hanging out, kicking it on Whatnot, selling tons of different things. I have a bunch of stuff that's listed like in my bin on Whatnot, but then I generally also just randomly throw stuff in there too. So I'm getting ready also to do like a store-wide sale on my eBay. I don't know the full details of that, but I'll throw together a short and I'll probably talk about it in my next YouTube video and stuff. But I'm trying to think of what I exactly want to do, because all my Christmas stuff that's still listed on there, I don't know, there's probably give or take 50-60 items of different Christmas items. And you know, I'm thinking maybe in July I'll put those like half off or something. So I'm kind of, the wheels are spinning on what to do. But I want to start emptying out my eBay store and my reselling room upstairs and get things sold and out the door so that I can go out and bring new fun stuff in. I've seen all my stuff. I'm ready to see new stuff. So that's my goal, is maybe to do some sales and see if we can't clear out some inventory. So we'll see. But yeah, guys, come join me. Next Thursday is my next jewelry jar sale on Niknax, next Thursday at 2 p.m. There will be a link in the description for that, as well as for my upcoming sale on Whatnot Saturday. I hope to see you guys there. Check out the promo codes in there for each one. And other than that, guys, I think that's it. I'll catch you on the next one.